Hey there, friends! I'm the only Sir Cracker.
I'm Miss Carol. Hi.
That's Miss Carol. No, not that. That. As you can tell, we have the episode that we are playing in the background that we're going to review today.
Yes.
And this is
Doctor Who.
the Daleks.
Yes.
Doctor Who Reviews. Yes, this is Doctor Who Reviews with Sir Cracker and Miss Carol.
Episode 2.
Yeah, is this episode 2? No, this is episode 5, I think.
Episode 2.
Okay.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Episode 5 of episode 2.
Yeah. So this episode, this story is called The Daleks.
Yes.
And it has 5 episodes, I think.
No. 1,
That's
2,
6.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. Oh my gosh.
Yes. And we could probably just talk about it as a whole.
Yeah, we're not breaking this up. We didn't break up the last one. If you haven't seen the last one, I highly recommend checking out the last one.
Yes.
So you want to break down this storyline for us a little bit?
Well, sure. This is the first time that we meet the Daleks.
Not the Daleks.
Yes! Our crazy little psychotic pepper pots.
Ooh.
And
these outfits are horrible.
right.
Horrible. I was watching, okay, so like in the second episode, the guy's strap comes undone for like half the freaking episode, and he doesn't even notice that it's undone.
I have to get it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then like it's just this triangle-like thing, and it's tucked into their belt in the front and tucked into their belt in the back, and you can see a couple times where the guy will pull on it because it's falling out.
Right. Yeah. And this is also the original origin story of them fighting with the Thals. Because if I remember right, in later episodes, Davros created the...
She calls it Davros. I call it Davros.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Just because that's what Tom Baker called him,
right.
was Davros.
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 In later seasons or whatever, Davros created the Daleks.
Right.
In this episode, this season, that's not how they're created. They're created by the radiation and...
So we're already noticing that the storyline or the base of the story is already altered.
Right.
So, again, another theory of mine is that they weren't planning on this going further than William. I think that they weren't going to go to Peter at all. I think they were going to do William. That was it. It was like a mini series like thing. They didn't really have faith in the storyline, and I mean, it's obviously low budget. Great low budget, but low budget.
Yeah.
A lot of them did that. A lot of them did that lapel grab. Yeah. I'm the boss.
Yes.
I'm smarter than the rest of you. Ding dong.
Yes. Again, I wrote down saying the Doctor is very rude.
Yes.
He's just mean. Ugh.
He is very arrogant.
Annoying to me.
Yes.
And again, I also wrote down that Barbara and Susan are just so whiny.
They're bickery, like husband and wife. Like they've been married for like 50 years. See, this is the thing that I've gotten. I mean, we're second storyline in.
Right.
That these two characters play off each other constantly. They're always at fight with each other, always bickering with each other.
They do act like a couple.
They do. They have this history of, like, they've been around each other for like 15, 20 years, you know. To me, they don't remind me of teachers. They remind me of a husband and wife.
Right. And we don't even know how long they've known each other.
Right. They don't really go into that yet. Yeah.
But all three of them, whiny.
And then the doctor is the babysitter.
Yeah. Right.
So the storyline for this one is a little different. They land on this planet that has been infected by radiation, and we don't find out about the radiation until a little bit later on.
Right.
Everything is petrified and that kind of thing, and they find this creature-like thing.
That armadillo-looking thing.
Armadillo-looking thing. And the doctor makes a comment about it being made out of metal.
Yes.
And he's like, no, it was created that way. It wasn't, like, converted. It was created that way. So instantly your brain is thinking, ooh, robots, you know, oh, there's something going on. And then, of course, we run into these ding-dongs, who are the outsiders. They live outside the city. And the Daleks live inside the city, well, under the city. They're protected from the radiation. And they are just as susceptible to the radiation, we find out way later on, as the outsiders are. And the outsiders are taking a medication that the Daleks want so that they can come back alive. There's so many of them under the ground that they're all in hibernation. And they're just waiting to have that ability to come out and take over the planet again.
Right.
So, I totally just, like, ruined the whole episode for everybody.
No, and I'm just excited that it was the, first time we get to see the Daleks.
And it was a nice introduction to them. It wasn't too in your face. It showed their weaknesses. And how easy it was to beat them up and tip them over. And,
and they were so chatty.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The
lot of conversations
are like, exterminate. Fairly,
straight to the
sassy
point.
with the Cybermen.
Right.
But, they talked, but
not like this.
The Daleks are just like, and we see that they get dizzy.
Yeah, they're very humanoid.
Feelings and
well, and this too, which really kind of drives me insane, because I know a lot more about the Daleks than just these 2 episodes. A human body cannot fit inside one of these machines. Because the creature, there's an actual, like, gooey brain-like thing with tentacles, and I always think, when I see that, I always think of Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Like the brain thing from Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
That's basically what's inside this thing.
Right.
And so, it's what's controlling it. But then you get this dingbat freaking teacher. It is a teacher, Ian climbs inside the darn thing and is able to, like, maneuver it around and stuff.
Clara does that later on.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That makes absolutely no sense to me. Right. Because there's no room in there. They don't show the creature. They don't show...
They do a little bit under the blanket. Like, they show some of like a black tentacle thingy.
Moving a little, but they don't really show... Not really show it.
Right.
And then they don't show, like, the cradle that holds it.
Right.
What's inside. They don't really go into any detail at all about that. So it's annoying. It's because I know better. I know that there's no room for a human to sit inside this. Which, in actuality, on set...
There
is. And these guys it is so hot in these things. These guys are, like, wearing basically just their skivvies.
Right.
And they're able to maneuver, they can't see much, and they're able to maneuver this thing around just using their tiptoes. They're sitting in, like, what's kind of like an office chair is what they're sitting in, and they're kind of strapped into it. And if they have to go to the bathroom, good luck, because once you're in, you're in.
Goodbye.
Yeah. And did you notice, too, when they had the little fight scene, that one of them tipped over? And they were really careful not to show the bottom of it.
No, I don't think I noticed
that. So I always watch that. Yeah, so, like, towards the end, when they're getting ready to run away, one of them was tipped over, and they had the angle of it just right. They moved the camera around it and everything, but they had the angle just right that you could never see the bottom of the damn thing. Yeah, it was kind of cool. So
Right.
sorry, I when it comes to Daleks, I get into it.
Right.
I think the top. They're probably my all-time favorite. Like Davros is
they're a lot of people's favorite villains, and
they're so scary. And you think when you first see one, you're like, it's like a guy in a wheelchair. He can't get down the steps. He can't get out the elevator and chase me. And they move.
Yeah.
You know, they want to get you. They're gonna freaking use their energy and move. But we haven't learned any of that just yet.
Right. So. Like, how did they make their city?
Yeah. Yeah.
If they can't, you know. But later on, you see that they can.
Well, I think they probably use like slaves and stuff too.
Somebody mentioned,
Yeah. So overall, I mean, where would you put this one? I mean, you thought this was a pretty good episode.
It was a great 7-part episode.
And there was a few parts in there that could have been eliminated, really.
Right.
I mean, it just seemed like it dragged on.
A little bit. Especially...
Like, was it 4 and 5 or something like that?
Them being stuck in the Dalek cell or whatever, and Susan going out to get the medicine, having to come back.
Yeah, a lot
didn't really need some of that.
Yeah, you're right. Leaving to go get the medicine, and then that was like the first or second episode where she's outside, and she's getting the medicine, and she's got this funny like metal tin that has it in it. Well, I tried to give it to you before, and I'm just thinking, why didn't you just introduce yourself to them and give it to them? Explain it.
Right.
It would have. Come on, that's what would have actually have happened.
Right.
Don't be startled, but you know, I need to talk to you because, you know, I'm gonna lay it down and make a noise, make you freak out, lay it down, and then run away because they didn't know what it was. They didn't know if it was poison or. So. Yeah, I see your point on that. Yeah.
So some of it, you know, and like I said, all chatty. I just like
lots of conversation from them.
It's like, I don't know. I wasn't used to that. It's kind of weird.
And the plungers are kind of cool. The black plungers.
Yeah.
I like their guns too. Their guns changed a lot later down the road. These ones almost seem like a
whisk.
Yeah. Well, they're almost like a poly carbonate, like clear thing with a metal tube, and they look so. And I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just metal, like a metal housing, but it looks like plastic.
Right.
And it's so cool. I mean, it's just well done, absolutely. So, on this wonderful, wonderful episode, we will tend to every episode have a question.
Yes.
From one of our wonderful viewers.
Yes.
And if you'd like your question answered on our show, leave a question down in the comment section below, and we will randomly pick a question and put it on our episode.
Yes.
So you randomly picked it up.
I did.
One this time around. Who did you get? And what's the question?
Rose T asked us. We kind of answered this question last episode, but what made you two decide to do this show or / do these reviews?
That's we did kind of answer that a little bit. It wasn't really in a question, but we did kind of answer that. There's actually multiple layers to the or multiple answers to this question.
Right.
Because, I mean, yes, like we said before, I'm old school Doctor Who, you're new school Doctor Who. We both want to get to know each other's opinions and sides to the story and really be able to embrace it together and understand it together.
Yes.
That's what we said before. And it's true. I mean, absolutely. But for me, I think a lot of this is, I think that we can do reviews better than everybody else out there. No, seriously. It's fun. I enjoy watching them.
Yes,
and then spending
too.
time with my good friend and being able to talk about them.
Yes. I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would. Like I said last time, black and white. I'm enjoying it way more than I thought I would.
And it really pulled you in?
Yes. And I love being introduced to characters that I know from New Who,
Mm-hmm.
and like seeing, because I read about the controversies all the time on Facebook, and it's like, what? When did that happen? You know, and you know the whole origin story of the Daleks being too.
It is weird, right?
I like learning about that.
Well, it's like I mentioned about Susan before, you know, that they don't. Yes, that she's the granddaughter, but they don't really, as far as I'm aware, go into more detail. How did she end up with him? Why is she not with her parents?
Right.
You know, is she actually a granddaughter, or is she a companion? And he's calling the because he's so old, you know, granddaughter. The age is different. Yeah. So I'm really kind of curious to see the more to it. I'm so excited.
I am too.
This is so much fun.
Yes.
And
yeah, that's
a good question.
Yes, that's the main reason. Have fun.
Yeah. It's pretty much what it's all about. Just having fun and being just being who we are and enjoying what we like.
Yes.
You have got to see some of her cheesiness. This girl has got some cheese. There's some videos on. Well, if there isn't, there will be pretty soon. There's videos.
There'll be some more.
Yeah, there's videos. Carol's Cheesy Cinema, and I always make fun of when you do them. I think it's fun. I always make fun of your cheesy. Carol's Cheesy what? And she does reviews of cheesy videos or films.
Yes.
And it's pretty cool. Speaking of which, I think we should rate this video.
Okay.
And we didn't rate the last video, and I'm thinking that we probably should have.
Okay.
So let's rate these videos, and let's do it on a scale that's way different than everybody else. Because everyone's like 1 to 10, you know, how many thumbs up, how many stars, you know, that kind of thing. I want to do it on a number scale.
Okay.
But I want to do 1 to 1,000. I know, because it gives you more diversity, more movement. You can really tailor the exact position of how you felt about it.
Oh my goodness.
So even though this is not Unearthly Child, how would you rate Unearthly Child?
Unearthly
on a scale of 1 to 1,000.
Oh my goodness. Well, I have to give it like 800, 80%, because it's the first episode, it draws you in, it introduces the characters. So yeah, I would say 800.
800 for
out of 1,000.
Out of 1,000 for Unearthly Child. I'm gonna have to rate Unearthly Child a little higher than that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I also thought it was a great entry point.
Yes.
It was a fantastic episode. I'm going to have to say in the 800s. I'm not going to go too extreme. So 837, I think, is where I'm going to go.
You would go so random.
Yeah, 837, I think, is like the perfect number for Unearthly Child. Okay, now to be fair, since we rated that one, now let's rate this one.
Yeah.
So this one, I'm going to go first.
Okay.
I'm gonna rate this one. Now this was long, and I'm pissed.
7.
It was too much.
Right.
It was too much. 4, would be great. 5, maybe 6. This was really long.
It was
really long.
It was.
7 episodes.
Yes.
It dragged, and it dragged, and it dragged.
It did.
I mean, they're only like, I think they're
half hour long.
Yeah, they're half hour, 23 minutes.
Yeah.
I thought they were like 23, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
But it still was too much.
Right.
We could have cut this up. So I'm going to say this one is probably, say, close to 724. I think would be about where I would be. About 724. Not halfway. Not I think 724 is a good number.
Well, I was pretty close. I was going to say 750.
Okay, so a little higher. So still not your favorite.
Right. Not my favorite so far.
Yeah.
But it's the introduction of the Daleks.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
the right way.
The right way.
The right way.
The original origin and yeah.
Wait until you see the remembrance of the Daleks. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is with the 7th Doctor, and it is awesome. Yeah. So excited.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that pretty much wraps this up. Unless you will have any other.
I'm perfect.
No more other notes?
No, because I said a lot in the other one, the same thing. Like, the
Yeah.
doctor's being a jerk.
He is a jerk.
The companions are all whiny.
They're like children, like 6-year-olds.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
All right. So, go ahead and give us, the thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
And this is a new thing here at Surreal Cinemas, with Miss Carol, Cheesy Carol. We brought her over and welcomed her here onto our channel, and she is here permanently. She's not going anywhere. So she's going to be here. You used to be on one called The Hive, right?
Yes.
Yes. And you kind of decided to separate from them. It just wasn't the right fit.
Yeah.
So we are more than welcome to have you here. And
you.
I say we, I meant me. Because I'm over here by myself on this channel. But welcome. And if you want to tell us what you think of this episode, The Dialects, please leave it in the comments section below. Same with questions. If you have a question, we will not give your last name, just your first name and or last initial. And ask any question, and we will randomly pick your question. And it doesn't have to be about any of the episodes we've seen, either now or in the future. It can be about any Doctor Who related thing.
Yes.
So I think I covered it. Thumbs up, subscribe, comments. Did I cover it?
I think you did.
I did. All right. Well, until next time. She wasn't prepared for that.
I wasn't.
Until next time, I'm the only Sir Cracker.
I'm Miss Carol.
And we will see you later. Bye for now. I'm a jerk.
Why do you say that?
Because I embarrass you a lot.
But that what makes you you.
But it's not fair to you.
But that's what makes you you. We love you anyways.
That was a good episode.
It was. Very cool.
I embarrass you a lot. See y'all next time.